Hello everyone and welcome back. Now, where were we? Yes, pain management. It's a bit like trying to understand the workings of a sonic screwdriver, isn't it? A bit complex, often misunderstood, but utterly fascinating once you get to grips with it.
So, are you ready for part 2 of our epic journey into the world of pain management? Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the 6 most common types of pain, those pesky aches and twinges that plague us all at some point.
Don't worry though, we've got you covered. I'm Yucca, your friendly neighborhood pharmacist, always happy to dispense advice along with your prescriptions.
And with me, as always, is the brilliant Dr. Sieri Thomason, medical extraordinaire. Together, we'll demystify the world of pain management, breaking it down into manageable, bite-sized pieces you can easily understand.
Because knowledge, my friends, is power. And knowing how to manage your pain, well, that's like having a superpower all of its own.
Let's face it, we've all been there. Hunched over our computers, sprawled out on the sofa, contorting ourselves into the most peculiar positions. Modern life, for all its wonders, isn't exactly designed with good posture in mind, is it? And unfortunately, our poor, long-suffering backs often bear the brunt of it. You see, back pain, that all too familiar ache, can creep up on you like a weeping angel hiding in plain sight. One minute you're bending down to tie your shoelaces, the next you're frozen in place. A symphony of groans and winces echoing around the room. It's enough to make anyone reach for the nearest pain relief. Now, while a bit of discomfort is perfectly normal, persistent or severe back pain shouldn't be ignored. It's like that flashing light on your console panel. It's trying to tell you something's not quite right. So listen to your body, folks. It knows what it's talking about, but fear not, intrepid explorers of the human body, because help is at hand. There are a myriad of ways to tackle back pain, from simple home remedies to more targeted medical interventions. Now, when it comes to banishing back pain, sometimes all you need is a bit of TLC. Think soothing heat packs, a trusty hot water bottle, or a good old-fashioned ice pack. And let's not forget the power of over-the-counter pain relief, like ibuprofen or paracetamol. They can be absolute lifesavers, believe me. But what if the pain persists, you ask? Well, my friends, that's when you call in the experts. A physiotherapist, for instance, can work wonders, teaching you stretches and exercises to strengthen those all-important back muscles. It's like building a fortress of support for your spine. And of course, there's always the option of prescription medication if your doctor thinks it's necessary. But remember, medication is just one tool in the box, and it's important to use it wisely and under the guidance of a healthcare professional. The key takeaway here, folks, is that you don't have to suffer in silence. There are ways to manage back pain and get you back to doing the things you love. Whether it's dancing the tango or simply bending down to pick up a dropped teaspoon without feeling like your spine is about to stage a rebellion. The knee, that magnificent feat of biological engineering, allowing us to walk, run, jump, and generally navigate this crazy world on 2 legs. But let's be honest. Knees can be a bit temperamental, can't they? One minute they're the picture of stability, the next they're creaking like a rusty old TARDIS door. And when those knees decide to act up, well, it can put a real damper on your day. Whether it's a sharp stabbing pain or a dull throbbing ache, knee pain can really slow you down, making even the simplest tasks feel like an Olympic event. So how can you tell if your knee pain is something to be concerned about, you ask? Well, it's a bit like deciphering a cryptic message. You need to look for clues. Can you fully bend and straighten your knee? Is there any swelling or tenderness? Can you put weight on it without wanting to scream into the void? These are all important questions to ask yourself. And if the answer to any of them is a resounding no, then it's time to call in the cavalry, aka your friendly neighborhood doctor. Now, the good news is that not all knee pain is created equal. Sometimes, a little rest and recuperation are all you need to get back on track. Think of it like giving your trusty sonic screwdriver a quick recharge after a particularly demanding adventure. Over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen or naproxen can be your best friends when dealing with knee pain, helping to reduce inflammation and ease discomfort. It's like applying a soothing balm to a weary traveler. And just like strengthening the TARDIS's structural integrity, strengthening the muscles around your knee can work wonders. Low-impact exercises like swimming or cycling can be particularly beneficial, providing support and stability without putting excessive stress on your joints. But remember, my friends, every knee is different, every pain unique. What works for one person might not work for another, so it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional for a proper diagnosis and personalized treatment plan. Think of them as your companions on this journey to happy, healthy knees. Headaches. Those throbbing, pounding sensations that feel like a sonic screwdriver gone haywire inside your skull. We've all been there, right? One of the most common culprits is the dreaded tension headache. Imagine your head caught in a vice, a tight band squeezing relentlessly. Ouch, stress, poor posture, even eye strain, they can all be triggers. But fear not, my friends, there's hope. Over-the-counter painkillers like paracetamol or ibuprofen can often provide relief. And don't underestimate the power of a hot bath, a soothing cup of herbal tea, or a bit of quiet time to unwind. Remember, if your headache is persistent or severe, it's always best to consult a medical professional. Now, migraines, those are a different beast altogether. Imagine a throbbing, pulsating pain, often on one side of the head, like a Cyberman trying to drill its way out. Nausea, vomiting, and sensitivity to light and sound can also join the party. Not fun, right? Triggers for migraines can vary, but common culprits include stress, caffeine withdrawal, and even changes in weather patterns. It's like your brain is a complex weather system, highly sensitive to the slightest shift. While there's no one-size-fits-all cure for migraines, there are ways to manage the symptoms and prevent future attacks. Identifying your triggers is key, and your doctor can recommend medications, therapies, or lifestyle changes that might help. And remember, if you're ever in doubt or experiencing a particularly severe migraine, don't hesitate to seek medical attention. Limbs, arms and legs, those marvelous appendages that allow us to run, jump and dance like nobody's watching. But what happens when those limbs start to ache and throb? Well, it could be something as simple as a muscle strain or a bruise. You know, that sudden sharp pain after a particularly vigorous workout or a nasty bump against a table. It's like your muscles are saying, hey, we're not time lords, we need a bit of a rest. Luckily, most muscle strains and bruises can be treated with a healthy dose of rice, rest, ice, compression and elevation. It's like a soothing balm for your aching muscles, helping to reduce inflammation and promote healing. Of course, if the pain is severe, doesn't improve with home care, or you suspect a fracture, it's always best to consult a medical professional. They'll be able to assess the situation and ensure you receive the appropriate treatment. Now, fractures, those are a whole different kettle of fish. It's not just a sprain or a bruise, it's a break in the bone. Think of it like a crack in the TARDIS hull. It needs immediate attention. So how can you tell if you've just got a nasty bruise or something more serious? Well, intense pain, swelling, and difficulty moving the affected limb are all red flags. And if you hear a cracking sound at the time of injury, that's a pretty good indication that something might be broken. If you suspect a fracture, it's crucial to seek medical attention immediately. Don't try to tough it out or walk it off. You'll need an X-ray to confirm the diagnosis, and a doctor can provide the appropriate treatment, which might involve a cast, splint, or even surgery. Remember, my friends, when it comes to limb pain, it's always better to err on the side of caution. Don't hesitate to seek medical advice if you're ever unsure. Right. Chest pain. Now this one can be a bit of a worry, can't it? It's like a flashing neon sign in a shop window screaming, pay attention, and you absolutely should. But here's the thing, not all chest pain is created equal. Sometimes it's just a muscle playing up, a bit of indigestion, or even stress manifesting itself in a rather dramatic fashion. But sometimes it's something more serious. So how do you tell the difference? Think of it like this, if the pain is sharp, stabbing, and feels worse when you breathe or move, it could be something to do with your muscles or ribs. A bit like pulling a muscle after a particularly energetic game of cricket, happens to the best of us. But if the pain is crushing, heavy, like someone's parked a TARDIS on your chest, and especially if it spreads to your arms, jaw or back, well, that's when the alarm bells really start ringing. That's when you need to think about your heart. Now, I'm not a medical professional, obviously more of a time-traveling adventurer, but even I know that heart problems are not to be ignored. If you're experiencing any of those symptoms, don't wait around. Don't try to tough it out. Just call for help. Seriously, dial those emergency numbers faster than you can say wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry, even if it turns out to be nothing. A bit of indigestion, perhaps. No one's going to fault you for getting it checked out. Right, now that we've covered that rather important point, let's move on to some other possibilities, shall we? Now, chest pain can be a right old chameleon, mimicking all sorts of things. It could be heartburn, that burning sensation that feels like you've swallowed a mini sun. Or it could be a pulled muscle from something as simple as sneezing too hard. Don't laugh, it happens. And then there's anxiety, the silent creeper that loves to manifest itself in all sorts of peculiar ways. Rapid heartbeat, dizziness, and yes, you guessed it, chest pain. It's like your body's own personal smoke alarm, going off at the slightest whiff of stress. Now, I'm not saying that all chest pain is just in your head, not at all, but it's worth considering if you're prone to a bit of worry, or if you've been under a lot of pressure lately. Sometimes just taking a few deep breaths, practicing some mindfulness, or having a good cuppa can work wonders. And this is crucial, if you're ever in doubt, if the pain is severe or persistent, don't hesitate to seek medical advice. Skin, the body's largest organ, and boy does it have a lot to say. It's our first line of defense against the world, a sensory marvel, and let's be honest, a bit of a drama queen. A paper cut, agony, a stubbed toe, excruciating. And don't even get me started on sunburn, but in all seriousness, skin pain is nothing to sniff at. It can range from a mild itch to a searing burn, and everything in between. And just like with any ailment, understanding the cause is key to finding the right remedy. Now, some skin pain is pretty straightforward. Burns, for example. Touch a hot stove, you get burned. Simple as that. Infections are another common culprit. A cut gets infected, you get redness, swelling, and that throbbing pain that just makes you want to lie down and whimper. But sometimes skin pain is a bit more mysterious. It could be nerve-related, like with shingles, a nasty little virus that causes a painful rash and can leave you feeling like you've been plugged into an electrical socket. Or it could be something like eczema, a chronic condition that causes dry, itchy and inflamed skin. And then there's nerve pain, which is a whole other kettle of fish. So what to do when your skin throws a temper tantrum? Well, first things first, identify the culprit. Is it a burn? Cool it down with cold water and apply a burn cream. Infection? Keep it clean and see a doctor if it's bad. Eczema? Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. And for nerve pain, well, that's a bit trickier. There are medications that can help, but it's important to find the underlying cause and treat that as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. David, this is all very informative, but what about the pain? And you're right, let's talk about pain relief. Over-the-counter painkillers like ibuprofen or paracetamol can be helpful for mild to moderate pain. And for those really itchy situations, calamine lotion can be a lifesaver. But remember, always read the label and follow the instructions. And if you're ever in doubt, don't hesitate to ask your pharmacist or doctor for advice. They're the experts after all, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. And as always, if the pain is severe, doesn't improve, or is accompanied by other symptoms, seek medical attention immediately. So there you have it. A whirlwind tour of pain management with yours truly. Now, I may not be a doctor, but I've learned a thing or two over the years, traveling through time and space. And one of the most important lessons is this. Listen to your body. It's constantly sending you signals, and it's up to you to pay attention. Remember, understanding your pain is the first step to managing it effectively. Don't be afraid to ask questions, seek advice, and advocate for yourself. After all, you're the expert on your own body. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more health tips. See you in the next episode.